What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and yo, it's early, right? I know it's early on Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? That's old school. It's early on Sunday morning, but we do not care, Cowboys Nation. We got a game today, and I don't care about who we face, y'all. I don't care about who we face. It's not about them. It's about us. And even though the Carolina Panthers only got one win this season, y'all know how we do, CFO fam. So we gonna lock up. Got a lot to talk about as we get prepared for Sunday's matchup versus the Panthers. But like I've been saying, y'all, it's not about them. It's about us. It's about focus on the things that we do best and going out there executing, putting our best foot forward, and setting a championship standard. But before we start, man, salute to everybody in the chat, man. I got my guy Kareem in the building. My brother DMV is in the building, man. Salute to my guy DMV. I know a lot of people's been asking, like, yo, Tuck, where's DMV? Well, for those of you who do not know, man, my guy DMV, man, is a football coach out there in the DMV area. So he's been getting his players ready for battle, man, doing a lot of work. There's a lot of different things that goes into being a football coach. Y'all know a lot of preparation, especially dealing with the younger kids, man. So salute to my guy DMV, man, one of my favorite content creators, my brother, man. And we gonna link up in about what, 4 weeks when we play Philly? Yeah, it's gonna be a movie in Dallas when we play Philly, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. See my guy James out there, my guy Joe from Italy, man. Salute to my guy Joe from Italy. My guy Steve White's in the building. Georgia is in the building. Let's see here. Hey Tuck, do they sell the Stitch jerseys at the stadium? Yeah, they do, man. Whatever you need, they got at Jerry's World, man. Whatever you need, they got it at Jerry's World, man. So I will be back, Thursday. I'll turn around and be back for Thanksgiving, and I'll turn right back around. So we'll get into that. But today we want to focus on the Panthers. I'm going to turn on the phone lines here in a little bit, so let you guys kind of call in, kind of get the vibes for you guys. Now, also, before we start, man, those of you who do not know, man, I'm a huge Florida State fan, man. I got one of my favorite items I got here in my studio is an autographed Bobby Bowden photo that sits on my desk daily, man. Salute, rest in peace to Coach Bowden, man. So, huge Florida State fan, and I want to say to my guy, Jordan Travis, who suffered a gruesome injury, very similar to the injury that Dak Prescott had yesterday, man. It's unfortunate. But Travis, man, sometimes the Lord works in mysterious ways. Bro, I know you're going to bounce back and be better than ever. But I hate it for the kid, y'all. I hate it for the kid because Jordan Travis, he's a warrior, man. He's been through a lot. When he first got to Florida State, a lot of people didn't like him. He's been booed before. Like, he talked about giving up after he transferred from Louisville to Florida State. So to see him in his senior game, that was his last game at Doak Campbell, man. Senior game. And, go out like that with the injury, man, it was hard to see. I didn't actually get to watch the game last night. My kids had, a musical, so I was on dad duty last night. But, it hurts. It hurts for my guy, Jordan Travis. So, bro, bounce back. I know you're going to bounce back better than ever. But speaking of the Carolina Panthers, y'all, like I said, the record doesn't show it. But they are a decent team. They have talent, but they're very young. They're very young when it comes to the Carolina Panthers, and they just haven't put it together yet. Now we know, number one draft pick in Bryce Young, and I know there's a lot of questions, right? Should it have been Bryce Young or CJ Stroud? And, did the Panthers make a mistake? There's different kind of things going on when it comes to, Bryce Young. Now I'll say this. If you go back to some of my draft commentary, I was like, I don't know, like people were acting like Bryce Young was a clear-cut favorite over CJ Stroud. I personally didn't see that. I personally didn't see it. I thought it was neck and neck, flavor of ice cream, pick your poison. And I kind of like CJ a little bit more than I like Bryce, but I know there was some, narratives about CJ Stroud. But, I don't want to say that Bryce Young is a bust in any capacity. He doesn't have the pieces yet. I feel like he doesn't have the pieces yet. His offensive line isn't well. I mean, his wide receiver, even though they went out and got Jonathan Mingo and they got DJ Chark, right? Adam Thielen, kind of an older guy who's probably their lead wide receiver. They got Chuba Hubbard out there. They got my guy, speaking of my nose, Brian Burns, edge rusher out there. They got a familiar guy who I know a lot of Cowboys fans, they didn't like, so we can't let him get no redemption today, and Xavier Woods out there playing safety. So, they have some injuries when it comes to their secondary. You're not going to see J.C. Horn out there, I don't think. He was speculated to return today, but I don't think he's going to be out there. So I feel like there's going to be an opportunity for our Dallas Cowboys to go out there, just handle business, and get out of Charlotte with the win, man. And it's going to feel like a home game, man. My guy Rome, Rome is out there. Cowboys fan talks. My brother Rome is out there at the game. My guy Mike Tag is out the game. I know my guy Doug and my sis. A lot of my friends are out there. Out there at the game. So, I'm not out there, man, but y'all gonna go ahead and represent. And they showed some of the video on Twitter. It's a Dallas Cowboys home game, man. It is a Cowboys takeover. It is a Cowboys takeover out there in Charlotte, y'all. It is a Cowboys takeover, and I love it. I love the energy when it comes to Cowboys Nation going to opposing stadiums and taking over. Now, me personally, this is just me. I enjoy going to games on the road versus going to games at home. It's just me. It is me. I prefer to go on the road because Cowboys fans were cranked up to the max. It's hostile environments, but we go out there and we take over, and it's a great feeling, man. So it just shows the power of Cowboys Nation. Oh yeah, so Mickey's out there from Craven Cowboys. So it's a lot of content creators out there, at this game, man, representing. So I'm going to be, excited to kind of get some of their feedback because they're in the building. Now, I'll say this. When you're at the game, it's different, y'all. It's different, right? So, like, people always ask me, like, yo, Tuck, why don't you go, post-game shows, when you're at the game? Because y'all see me, man. I be on a different level. I be four or five drinks in. I be up screaming, yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get to digest the game from the aspect I get to do when I'm watching it from TV or from when I'm watching film from the studio. It's a completely different experience when I'm at the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cranked up. When I'm at the game, y'all, I'm just a fan just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to read where they're in the cover too and where they're running a push motion. Like, I'm not doing all that when I'm at the game. So that's why I always like to go to the game, relax, be a fan, enjoy myself at the tailgate with y'all and drink and have fun. And then when I get back to work on Monday, then we'll break things down. So going to be curious to get a lot of takes from a lot of our content creators and media folks, who are at the game this Sunday. But also when you look at this Carolina Panthers offense, y'all, like they're 30th in total yards per game. So they don't put up a lot of yards. They don't put up a lot of points. You know what I'm saying? They don't really rush the ball a lot. They're 27th in rushing. So like I said, they're still trying to find what works for them. And I think their head coach, Frank Reich, took over play calling this week. So when it comes to the Carolina Panthers offensively, y'all, we have to expect the unexpected, right? When you're a young team, you really ain't got much to play for. You're kind of desperate playing against the Dallas Cowboys, on not prime time. This is noon TV. You know what I'm saying? They'll go out there and they'll just try stuff. They'll just try stuff and kind of throw things at the wall to see what works. It's going to be very important. We just go out there and just handle business, just like we did last week, right? Don't play with your food. That's everybody put that in the comments. Don't play with your food today, Cowboys Nation. Don't do it. Go out there, out the gate, handle business offensively, defensively, and Dak should be putting on his fourth quarter hat. But if you sit around, have penalties, have turnovers, get 3 and outs, get out to a slow start, let this team kind of hang around, well, then the course of the game can change. Hopefully, the Cowboys won't do that. I don't think that this is that kind of team, y'all. And I talked about this last week because I know Cowboys fans, they love the word trap game. Everything's a trap game. Trap. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of trappers when it comes to Cowboys Nation. But I just don't think that this team has this mindset because we can't sit back and get comfortable because it ain't like we've been on a winning streak. You know what I'm saying? We got punched in the mouth versus San Fran. We lost to Philly. We lost the Cardinals. So it's not like we've been just running through things, right? And we feel unbeatable. We felt blood in our mouth. So I don't think you'll see a game where the Cowboys come out and just are lethargic, right? So I just don't think this is a trap game kind of team. I think the Cowboys are going to go out there and handle business, and there's going to be opportunity from an offensive standpoint, but also a defensive standpoint. Yeah, my guy Steve said you've been hanging out and kicking it with Dez, man. Salute to my guy Dez, man. Like I said, Cowboys Nation, if you're ever in town for the game, the big Dallas tailgate is a party you do not want to miss. It's a blast. It'll definitely change your game day experience for me. Y'all know I go to a lot of Cowboys games. I had the most fun I ever had at a Cowboys game at AT&T Stadium. last week. And that was just versus the Giants. So I can imagine what it's going to be like on Thursday, and also versus the Eagles, man. So it's going to be a fun time. So if you're there, get your tickets now, because those tickets are flying like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, Jay Tuck is in there, Jay Tuck calling me. I can't do nothing for you, man. Can't do nothing for you, man. But definitely go out there. It's definitely a great experience. But getting back to their offense, y'all, I also think that there is going to be some opportunities to get a lot of sacks. It's going to be the opportunity, y'all. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, there's going to be some opportunity. They have 32 sacks allowed. They are pretty much at the bottom of the NFL. Their offensive line isn't well. It's still very young. So I know a lot of people were saying, Tuck, you know, Micah Parsons, he feels like he's slowing down, and look at his stats, and he didn't get a single tackle, even though he was doing other things, allowing other people to get tackles, right? He's more of a assister last week. Assistant, dishing, Steph Curry, around the, you know what I'm saying? He was assisting last week. But I feel like there's going to be opportunity for our defensive front to get a lot of opportunity and a lot of sacks versus Bryce Young and his offense. Because when you watch their offensive line play, I was just like, whoo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, all right, Bryce, you know what I'm saying? So, going to be opportunity from that standpoint. So I just feel like just from their offense, you know, they're going to try to throw a lot of different things. They're going to try to run the ball with Chuba. You know, and try to simplify things, get Bryce Young into quick throws. So if we go out and just play Dallas Cowboys football and do the things that we're accustomed to doing on the defensive side of the ball, we should be perfectly fine. Now, when it comes to our Cowboys offense, this is my guy Ringo in the building, man. Wish we could dominate the good teams like we do these guys. It's coming. But yeah, what's it saying? Yeah, about our offense, right? So I feel like our offense, once again, is going to be able to have opportunity versus their defense, right? Defense allowing 308 yards per game, 26 in run defense. Like, so there's going to be some opportunity out there to get the ground game running. And I know I posted a video yesterday about the possibility of Rico being questionable. So if Rico's being questionable, y'all, this should be a Tony Pollard game. Because even though Tony Pollard's had some games, Tony Pollard ain't had a game. You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard hasn't. So it's my guy Professor O. He says that Jay Tuck had my ringtone is Thunderstruck. I honestly should do that, man. I should have Thunderstruck on my ringtone, so that way when I'm at work and people call me, it's just Thunderstruck. They're like, what the hell? Actually, they're probably like that. Well, I was saying this should be a Tony Pollard game, right? Tony Pollard should get in the end zone this game. And, you know, if you watch the Mike McCarthy press conference, when my guy Clarence Hill kind of asked the question about more Rico, you know, he was like, hey, Mike McCarthy said, listen, my focus is getting Tony Pollard involved more. He's the RB1, right? You had CeeDee Lamb even come out and say, hey, you know, with me and Brandon Cooks getting things starting to chef up a little bit, that's going to open up opportunity for TP. We got TP this week. He's going to eat. Now, my guy, Professor O, is reporting that possibility that Rico is playing per sources. So that'll be a good addition because I do want to see the 1-2 punch. But if Rico wasn't going to play, then I was like, all right, give me some Hunter. Give me a little Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little Hunter. Give me a little Hunter Luepke, right? Because in games like these, listen, I know you can never take away and just, act like an opponent, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't like take your focus off your opponents, but you also have to be strategic, y'all. Listen, we play the Panthers today at noon, turn around, play the Commanders on Thursday, and then turn around and play the Seahawks. Like, we have 3 games, and I'm thinking like a 12 games or 12-day span. So you got to rest. You got to be strategic about your players, right? Because right now, especially in this course of the season, the healthiest team wins, right? Health is important, and you want to make sure that you're preserving some of your players. So it's like, listen, let some of these young guys, if we get up by 21, let's say we're up 21-0 in the second quarter, let some of these young guys eat. Let Jalen Brooks eat. You know what I'm saying? Let TJ Bass eat. Let Austin Richards eat. Like, let some of these younger guys eat. You know, let Hunter Luepke eat a little bit, get some momentum. Get some opportunity, right? Don't have them playing deep into the fourth quarter if this game is out of control like we all expect it should be. Let your younger guys get these reps, get some game reps, because more than likely you could possibly use them and going to need them later in the season. And you don't want it being Noah Igbenogny's first game. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be, Nation. Like, you want these guys to get reps so that way they're in the momentum. And I think the Cowboys should get that opportunity, especially with the ground game. But if Rico's going to play, you should, don't, depending on the ankle injury. And I wasn't, do you know how severe the ankle injury was? I'm not sure if it was like a quick, did he just nick it up a little bit? Did he sprain? What was really going on with it? But even with that, I agree with you. Hunter Luepke, man, come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Let's get a little Hunter. Let's give me a little bit more Hunter. Give him 4 or 5 of them things, 4 or 5 of those games, and let's see what Hunter can do with it. But I really believe he can excel if you give him some opportunity in their offense. Also, y'all, they don't get a lot of sacks, right? They're 29th in sacks. They have 17 total sacks. They got 17 total sacks this year. Their defense doesn't get a lot of pressure and sacks, and they also don't get a lot of takeaways. They're 31st in takeaways. So honestly, our offense should be able to get into a rhythm and go out there and just handle business, which I fully expect. Now, don't take your foot off the gas, right? I still want to see you using CeeDee Lamb. I still want to see you getting Brandon Cooks involved. I still want to see Jake Ferguson starting to merge a little bit. Luke Schoonmaker, you can come sit by me. Luke can come sit by me. But there should be opportunity to get some guys involved. Continue to stack off of Jalen Tolbert. Continue to stack of Kevontae Turpin. Don't fully nerf things. You want to go out there and apply pressure. But once that pressure is applied, relax a little bit. So listen, y'all, I'm fully expecting the Cowboys to come out there and handle business versus the Carolina Panthers. Like I said, finish your food. Don't go out there playing with your food. Yeah, so my guy, Carolina is 30th in pressure rate. They're 30th. So they don't get a lot of pressure. Right? So go out there and handle business. Now, I always say this, when you play teams, look at my guy Sid in the building. My guy Sid, what's up, bro? Out there from Canada. When you play teams like Carolina Panthers, you got to give them a slight uptick. Give them a slight little uptick, because they're going to play their hearts out because of the Cowboys. My guy Brian Burns, he don't get a lot of TV spotlight, so they're going to play their heart out. But still, go out there and handle business accordingly. And I feel like the Dallas Cowboys should win this game, y'all. It shouldn't be. Now, the most important thing, especially after yesterday, just stay healthy, man. I cannot go through what I went through last night, man. I was feeling sick. I was numb. I was at my kid's event last night, man. I was just trying to keep things afloat, man. But losing Jordan Travis hurt, especially in a game like that, where it's just like, hey, my nose to just run out there and handle business. I don't even know why we were playing this team kind of late in the schedule, but man, losing your starting quarterback. So listen, go out there, be smart, be healthy, preserve your players, right? Get the win and get up out of there in Charlotte with the victory versus the Panthers, man. So I am about to turn on the phone lines, y'all. Call in. Let me know how y'all feel about this game. I know a lot of people are saying, all right, Tuck, I want to see what we blew in versus a real team. But listen, y'all. Listen, do you mean I'm popping as in I'm lit right now, or is my microphone popping? Is my microphone too loud? Clipping, so I'm clipping. All right, good. Let me turn this down. That's I'm saying. You say I was popping. All right, let me see if I'm popping, like I'm hot right now, or if it's too loud. Let's see if that's better. Let me see. Turning down. Boom. All right. There we go. Shouldn't be clipping anymore. Yep. So let me see where we at. Boom, right there. All right, so go ahead and give me a call, y'all. 727-731-6084. Let me know how y'all feeling and get the phone lines on, man. I just want to talk to y'all, Cowboys Nation. See how y'all feeling. What's the vibes, man? How are, what I'm saying, about everything with the season, where we currently stand. I know a lot of people were kind of having some concerns and jumping off the cliff a few weeks ago. There's a lot of Cowboys fans that were jumping off the cliff a few weeks ago, but hopefully Jay Tuck reached down and caught him. You know what I'm saying? Remember like Hawkeye did, in Endgame, he reached down and caught now, holding on. I'm holding on to y'all, man. Don't jump off the cliff. Man. So this is my guy, Sam Broom, in the building, man. Definitely give my guy a follow, man. Listen, y'all. Holiday season's coming up. It's getting cold outside, man. Get your fragrances right. Get your smell good, man. It's cuffing season, man. Y'all want to get your fragrances, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's cuffing season, fellas. Get your fragrances right. You know what I'm saying? My guy Swain said I pushed a few off the cliff. Hey, yeah, there was a few. I had to sacrifice and toss off that cliff, man, my damn self, man. So let's see here. Hold on. Let me do this. All right, let's see here. All right, someone just jumped in and jumped out. Hey, caller, state your name. Where you from?
What's going on, everybody? It's Keystone Cowboy checking in.
Hey, what's going on, my guy?
I'm right here live in Raleigh, North Carolina.
What's going on with you, man? How you feeling, man? What's the vibes out there right now, man?
Everything's good from what I'm seeing right now, but everybody's tearing up these roads trying to get to Charlotte and get ready, try to get to the game.
Yeah.
Because I've been stuck in traffic for the last 25 minutes because I'm on my way to work right now, knowing I work in Raleigh.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. How you feeling about this game? And how you feeling about the season thus far? Because it's been a minute since I talked to you, bro, and had you on the show, man. So how you feeling about the season thus far? You know, what's your biggest concerns as the Cowboys start to gear up for pretty much the fourth quarter of the season?
As far as the season go, I'm a little under the weather because the way how we was utilizing Brandon Cooks, getting him involved against the Giants game, we should have started that off the beginning of the season, knowing that y'all had us all riled up and hyped up, talking about Dak's supposed to be the captain of the offense. But here it is, you're still putting your best players on the shelf like you've been was doing for the last several years.
Right.
But it's good that we're still able to rack up 6 wins. But right now, we should be battling with Philly for that top seed right now. If the whole concept would have been different and let Dak be what he was being, instead of making him look all conservative in the first several games. But now Mike to say, okay, it's time to let him go. Yeah, I'm glad that you're letting Dak go. He's out there looking like a different quarterback right now.
Right.
And as far as the game goes, now as far as Rico go, I don't even want to play him. I don't want to take no chances because we got a short week coming up on Thanksgiving versus Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want us to see how Big Mike's going to do. Is he going to stick to the identity that he was sticking to against the Giants game? Because this game going into the last game, always hashtag reset identity, because December's coming, and that's when the game is going to get real, and that's when you got the whole world talking about, oh, this is where the Dallas Cowboys choke and don't play good football come December time.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely want to see how we're going to do identity-wise, and will we be able to see Deuce Vaughn a little bit today? Just a little bit.
Yeah, and we saw a little Deuce, right? We saw a little bit of Deuce last week, right? But I just think that as of right now, Cowboys Nation, Deuce Vaughn is kind of stashed deep in the rotation. So I don't think you're ever going to see a heavy volume game of Deuce Vaughn. Me personally, I would like to see probably Hunter get more carries. I feel like you're going to need Hunter in the thick of things in December, probably more than you're going to need Deuce. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I would try to get Hunter really going and involved and get him in motion, because I think you're going to need him the most unless there's something that changes when it comes to Deuce Vaughn. So I would doubt they would probably use Deuce right now. I think Deuce more than likely is probably a stash for next year, if I'm completely honest with y'all. But, me personally, I like to use Hunter. But I agree with you. I think that the thing that I like the most with this Cowboys team is that we got some blood in our mouth, right? But Mike McCarthy didn't allow his ego to get involved, and he was like, nah, this conservative Dak approach, that ain't working, bro. I'm tossing out the window. Dak, you got it. Here's the keys. You go ahead and drive. And so that's the thing that I like the most about this season, that we're learning from our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We're not continuously bumping our head thinking, damn, why can't we beat this man coverage, right? Why can't we beat this man coverage? He said, nah, we got cooked by man versus San Fran. Now we're going to put more crossing routes. Now we're going to put more mesh concepts. Now we're going to do more motion. Like now we're going to do the more, the speed motions and push motions and different concepts in our offense. They just didn't say, hey, this is my approach and it's going to work. They changed this. That's what I like the most about our season, man. So I got some more calls on the line, bro. But before I let you go, man, what's your predictions for this game today at noon versus the Carolina Panthers?
My predictions is Dallas Don't take Carolina for a joke, because let's not forget, every team that plays the Dallas Cowboys will always be a Super Bowl game.
Right.
And they're at home, so they're going to have the crowd behind them. They're going to be riled up. They're going to have something to show for it, all because it's the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm predicting 35-10 Dallas. Let's go. Stick to the identity. Let's get this win and get ready for gobble gobble against the Washington Commanders.
Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, guys. Man, let everybody know they can find you, bro.
You can find me at Keystone Cowboy on Twitter. You can also find me at Keystone Cowboy on Facebook. And be on alert, because I'm getting ready to set off season 4 of the Keystone Sleeper Files.
There you
About
go.
to go down.
There you go, man. All right, my guy, man. You have a good one, bro. Appreciate you.
See ya.
That's my guy Keystone, man. Definitely check him out, bro. Like the new class of content creators are coming up, man, and they doing an incredible job, man. So definitely give them, you know what I'm saying, some love, Cowboys Nation, because it takes a village. Like I said, it's not just about me, it's not just about Law and about Vach, and the list goes on and on. It's about all of us, man, coming together and putting our best thoughts and ideas to win this 6th championship game. The nation is deep in North Carolina, bro. Like, yeah, I saw some pictures out there. Like I said, my guy Mike tagging them are out there tailgating. The whole block was Cowboys tents. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had and here's the crazy thing, right? It's in Carolina, but there's tents, Cowboys tents everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's not people just traveling in, because that's a lot to lug around to take a tent. So it's real Cowboys fans, an imprint out there near Carolina, and they out there doing work, man. So I feel like it's going to be a home game. I feel like the Carolina Panthers are damn near going to have a silent count. It's going to be something crazy like that. And here's the thing. Cowboys fans on the road are different from Cowboys fans at home, because on the road, we get to be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We get to stand up, be loud, be rowdy. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this, y'all. At home, it's starting to change a little bit. It's still just got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? Still got a lot of work to do, but, you know, I'm trying. And then last Sunday versus the Giants, you know, people were getting up because they saw me getting up. Like, it's okay. And I think why people are getting up at the stadium, y'all, especially in my section, y'all want to know the real answer? Because they always see Jay Tuck on the Jumbotron. And everyone's like, bro, how do you always get on the Jumbotron every game? I was like, well, in a crowd full of people sitting down, it's easy for the cameraman to find the one guy standing up. It's nothing magical. So my guy, Professor O, just posted the inactive. So Deuce Vaughn. So there you go, Keystone. Deuce Vaughn is inactive. Awesome Richards inactive. Noah Igbenogany inactive. Eric Scott inactive. And Trey Lance, the emergency quarterback. So there you go with that. So much for that idea for Deuce being loose. Deuce is going to be inactive. Now, I will say this. I'm a little surprised by the Eric Scott thing, because I liked him in camp, but something must have happened between camp and preseason until now, so he's inactive. So let's go ahead. Boom. Hey, caller, state your name. Where are you from?
Joe Johnson, Richmond, Virginia.
Hey, what's going on with you, my guy, man? How you feeling this Sunday?
I'm doing good. I'm just watching this show on. Is this your show? I'm watching the show. Jay Tucker.
Yeah, that's me.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just called me, and I guess to just make my point of view about the Cowboys, being a longtime fan since Roger Staubach.
Okay,
I'm 60-year-old male.
Okay.
But, you know, so what is it I'm supposed to be saying right now to you guys? Just giving my opinion of.
Yeah, man, it's how you feel. What's your thoughts, you know, on the Cowboys? I mean, because you've seen a lot. You've seen more than a lot of Cowboys fans have seen.
Well, my point of view is, you know, I've loved the Cowboys since, like I said, Roger Staubach. Mm-hmm. And I knew when we picked up Jimmy Johnson back way when in the early 90s that we were going to have a great team. And also I knew when we lost Jimmy Johnson that we would never win another title again. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of folks look at football, and I think it's the this, with the Cowboys, it's the stars and the excitement, the big museum they got down there now. But I've been out to Dallas several times to the old stadium when we had Aikman and Irvin and the Big Three, and I've been to Monday Night Football games. And although I always love the Cowboys, what I love the most about the Cowboys, man, is that they were the well-oiled machine under Jimmy Johnson. And you got to understand, when you got a team like the Cowboys, remember how the Cowboys, they were buck wild back there, all kinds of troubles, but you never heard of because you had a coach that kept everything and he didn't, put up with a bunch of nonsense. Right. Now you look at these guys now that they got, since that, I ain't even gonna call him no name, he the billionaire, he got the team. But since he got rid of, and everybody, if you ask any one of us that's a real fan that done been to Dallas, that done, been around, I done met Mike, I done been in the locker, I done did everything you could do as a fan. And me, in my opinion, if you're a true fan, don't just sit behind it, social media. Get your butt out to Dallas. Go visit the team. You know what I'm saying? That's true fan. Win or lose. Be in the house. Don't just say, I'm a fan. You ain't never been down. You ain't never just bought a few items. And that ain't being no fan. Is when you love football and you see what's going on with your team. But anyway, if you talk to guys back from my era, but my point is you cannot have a Ferrari being driven by a dump truck rider. And Cowboy players, understand, when you go to the Cowboys, it's a privilege, man. I haven't cheered for them since they got rid of Jimmy Johnson. You can call me a hater, but no, I'm a fan of good football. And I knew when we got rid of Jimmy Johnson that unless they got a coach that was no nonsense close to Jimmy Johnson, that they would never win another Super Bowl. Have they won a Super Bowl since '92?
No. Well, not 92. It was 95, right?
The last Super Bowl we won was what, 93?
Oh, well, yeah, the Barry Switzer, the Barry Switzer one. So what was that, 90?
The last time we went to the Super Bowl. Have they been to the Super Bowl since?
No, they haven't been back since Switzer. Right.
Anybody that know that team from that era would tell you when we got rid of Jimmy Johnson, and I work with a bunch of guys in a popular barbershop. I don't know if you heard of before, Harvey's Barbershop, Progressive Barbershop in Richmond, Virginia. All the big athletes, if you look it up, all the big athletes you ever can name, Jordan, all of them been through this barbershop.
Okay.
Football players, we got stuff. And we all, and back then when this happened, I told these guys, even fans of Cowboys, and they hated me for it, that we would never win another title until we got a no-nonsense coach. And I'm just asking you, I don't know how old you are, but have the Cowboys did anything since the last time they did something?
Well, I'll say this. They did have a no-nonsense coach in Bill Parcells.
The main reason is the coaching. I mean, the owner, he's doing what he's doing, interfering with, but you got to have a coach to run a team like the Cowboys. Man, that team is like a Ferrari car. Like I said, you got to have a special driver to drive this car. And until they get that, I guarantee you done heard it first here, until they get a coach, a real coach that can hold everybody accountable, it's not gonna happen.
Well, I think they tried it, right? I think they tried it when they had Bill Parcells. The problem is that Jerry Jones was over.
No, but Bill, they wouldn't allow Bill. When Bill came on board, I was happy because I know that type of coach.
Right.
That the top office wouldn't allow him to. Everybody tried to point the finger. No, it ain't had nothing to do with him, man. It was the top office. Just like Jimmy Johnson said, man, you can't come downtown interfering with, allow me to do a job, let me do a job.
Yeah, I think
you brought that point up because he was the only one that could have, but he wasn't allowed to.
Right, exactly. So I think that's the difference. I don't think it's the coaching. I think it's up top. I think it's higher up with the culture. Me personally, right?
He's interfering because he's not going to hire a coach. Let me get to the point. He's not going to allow a coach that's going to be over him like Jimmy Johnson was.
Right.
Jerry Jones is not going to allow any coach to come in there to tell him, I need you to stay here, like Jimmy Johnson. Y'all don't understand. How old are you?
I'm about to turn 40 next 2 months.
40?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys, man, you was young back then. I know you might got a comprehension, but man, trust me, I'm in the deep with the Cowboys. Yeah. In the deep, man. I mean, in the deep, in the deep. And I, like I said, I done met the players. I done talked even basketball stars and NFL players that came through the barbershop. And everybody's opinion from that point when we got rid of Jimmy Johnson was the same. That was true understanding of football. And everybody that said what I said back in '92, it was true. We'll never win another Super Bowl until we get as a coach. And, and like you said, like I'm telling you, man, it starts at the top. He's not going to allow anybody, just like I hate to say it, President Trump. Yeah. He ain't going to allow nobody to outshine, man. That's just how I don't care. And remember, and a lot of people, y'all buying it, man. I ain't bought no gear, none of that. And I ain't buying nothing until they go to school. I ain't been to Dallas since, goddamn it, since the 90s, man.
Oh, you gotta fix that, man. But hey, man, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, my guy. We got some more callers holding, but listen, man, don't let them take your spirit, man.
My bad.
You good, man. Hey, appreciate you, man. Go Cowboys, man. We gotta get you back on. We gotta get you back on track, bro. Appreciate you for calling in, my guy. All right. Well. Man, that boy mad. That boy mad, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man. Like, it's gonna be okay, Cowboys Nation. Y'all crack me up in the chats, man. It said, let's see here. Hey, let's make these things quick, man, because it's early. You know what I'm saying? It's early in the morning. It's early on Sunday morning. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me. You know what I'm saying? All right, back to the show. Jay Tuck, I am your host, Cowboys Nation. This is the Jay Tuck Show, CFO Sports. Caller, state your name. Where are you from?
Jamal from Jersey.
What's going on with you, my guy, man? How you feeling, bro?
What's going on, Jay Tuck? Uncle's killing you, man.
Yeah, man. I was like, all right, man. But, hey, man. Hey, listen, man. I got 12 uncles, man. They're older uncles, and you know they're great musicians. They're very old school, and I just know, hey, when my uncle start talking, just shut up and just let them go, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? At the family reunions, they start going, just like, all right, just shake your head, say, yeah, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Yeah, I was over here fucking listening to us, man. But I mean, you know, I called the team. I like where we going, man. Mm-hmm. Week by week, the offense getting better. Dowdle, he getting more touches, so you know they doing their thing with that.
Right.
I mean, if we balling the way we ball right now, I can't see nobody stopping us, man. Mm-hmm. We just got to show up for them big games, get rid of them jitters that we show up with, and you know, put the foot to the pedal and kick their ass, man.
Right, yeah. And like I've been saying, man, it's not about them, it's about us. You know, it's about setting the championship mindset and just going out there and handling business, right? But if you sit there and have these lapses and kind of let your guard down, that's where problems start to sink in with your culture and with your teams. I just don't see that happening with this team. And I feel you guys, man. Right. And here's what I've been trying to preach to a lot of Cowboys Nation that they understand. It's not me being a homer saying I'm more confident about this year's team than other year's team. It's me saying if you look at what we're going to have to go through, by the time we get to the playoffs, we'll play the 49ers. We know how that went, right? We'll play Philly twice. Right. You'll play Seattle. You'll play Detroit. You know, you'll play Miami. You'll play Buffalo. Like, so you're going to go into the playoffs, shirt ripped, scars on your face. Like, you're going to get beat up. You're going to get lumped up, right? And by the time you're going to get there, that's going to build that fortitude that you're going to need going to the playoffs. So if you go back to 2021, I like we kind of just backed into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We went out there and smoked Philly in that meaningless game and started beating on our chest, and we ran into a real killer like San Francisco. It was like, oh, damn, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like this year we're really going to know who we are when we get to the playoffs. Like, listen, we know what works. We know what doesn't work. It's up to us to go out there and handle business. So that's why I like this year's team.
True. Week by week, man, we've been spreading that ball around to different teams. I mean, the 49ers, they kicked our ass. We a whole different team than we was in week 4. We're a totally different team. What I need us to do, man, I really want us to get this home field advantage. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be major for us because keep it 100, I don't want to go to San Fran. I'd rather play them jokes at home, man. We get this home field advantage. I can't see nobody stopping us but ourselves, bro. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
All right, my guy.
Talking to you, enjoy this ass kicking we're going to put on Carolina today, bro.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
All right, no doubt. Peace.
Yeah, y'all. It's you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I like about this season. It's like, listen, we're gonna be battle tested. Like, and so for those skittish Cowboys fans who are like, oh, we'll just wait till we play a real, like, nah, we gonna beat some real teams, but that December schedule gets bad. Because here's the thing. A lot of people don't want to address it, but the Dolphins team that we're going to play probably on Christmas is going to be a lot different. I think my guy Devon A-Chain's coming back today. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a different type of play. You know what I'm saying? The Buffalo Bills, listen, y'all, Josh Allen got them Bills fans, and he pointed, he got a target on my back. He put a price on my head, man. Those Bills fans on Instagram, they won't smoke. They don't care about nobody else but playing us. Josh Allen gonna come out there and try to play his heart out versus the Cowboys. You know that. So we are going to be battle tested by the time we get to playoffs, and that's the thing that really excites me, because the Cowboys are learning their lessons. They're learning their lessons. They got punched in the mouth versus San Fran and said, listen, this stuff we trying to do with Dak, and we were hearing all these conversations about interceptions and we trying to nerf them. That ain't working, bro. That ain't working. Let's get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? 3 games in 12 days starts today. 3 games in 12 days. It's building callous. It's building callous, and this team is going to be a lot tougher and a lot stronger. We are either going to get to the playoffs, y'all, and say, listen, we're going to come and do a live show and listen, the Cowboys ain't got it. They ain't got it, so them get excited. Or it's like, okay, we didn't have some blood in our mouth and we prepared to go to battle. It's not going to be that middle ground this year. Let's see here. Hey, caller, state your name. Where you from?
They ain't got it, so them get it.
Oh, what up, Tuck? This is Drew from Brooklyn.
Hey, what's going on, my guy, man? How you feeling, bro?
Oh my! I legit can't believe I'm on the show right now. I've been watching you and following you for like a couple of years now.
Appreciate it, man. That means a lot.
My mind is like blown right now.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for supporting, man, and thanks to all of y'all for supporting, man. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it, because without y'all, there is no me, man. So I appreciate all y'all support.
Absolutely. I was actually at the game early, the first game of the season where we blew out New York, and that was fun.
Yeah.
You know. So shout out to all my Cowboy fans in the tri-state area, New York, Jersey, Connecticut, all that. I know you just had a dual call from Jersey, so shout out to that, brother.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of Cowboys fans out that way, man. Jersey and New York, man. I was supposed to get out. I was supposed to be out that way for the Giants game, but kids, man. Kids be having an event. You know what I'm saying? Kids, school schedule things on the worst night possible.
I understand. I mean, I'm in my 30s too, but I don't have those responsibilities.
Bro. Enjoy it.
But yeah, man, today, well, actually, I was supposed to go today, but unfortunately, some things happened. I had to cancel the flight. Mm-hmm. And I have family in Charlotte, and back in the day, I remember in 2005, I was at that game where Drew Bledsoe threw the game-winning touchdown pass with Terry Glenn. May he rest in peace. And I remember being a teenager, and I was just so happy that day. Mm-hmm. And it was around Christmas time, and I'm just hoping the Cowboys can give me another gift today and pound the Panthers in Charlotte. So.
Yeah. You guys know why I want to smoke the Panthers? Because y'all remember that Tony Romo Thanksgiving game where Tony Romo threw the 3 interceptions.
That's when he broke Tony's collarbone.
Yeah, and broke his collarbone. Like, I'm looking for revenge, man. Hey, I'm looking for revenge for that game, because I had to sit there with my family on Thanksgiving, and I remember it clear as day, right? I was watching it because it's back, my grandma was alive, so she had Thanksgiving at her house, and of course everyone at the church is there, so I'm trying to kind of watch the game, and Tony Romo threw that last interception, and I said, this mother. So I was like, God, you know what I'm saying? So I had to, grandma did not play, so I had to go down. You know what I'm saying? I was exiled from Thanksgiving. I was exiled, cussing in front of all the church people because Tony Romo was out there just tossing interceptions, and he broke his collarbone and all sorts of stuff versus the Panthers. And then there was the Cam Newton game where Cam Newton came to AT&T Stadium. He was, I think we started the season off with them, and he was dabbing all over us. You know what I'm saying? So bro.
No. I think that was the same game because he was like dancing on like the emblem. I was like, oh, this cornball.
Maybe that was the same game where he was doing all the, you know what I'm saying, back there in that camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? That might have been the same game. It might have been the same game. But yeah, I want smoke for that reason, man. So I want a body today for the Panthers, man, because like I said, they put me through.
I really do. Like, and plus, like, I was a little shorty when like they beat us in like 97, I think it was the playoffs, and I was like 13 when they beat us in like 2003, and they're 4-0 against us in the playoffs down there in Charlotte. So I always want to beat them. Like,
right.
I always want to beat them. Right. But the reason I called is because I know you are a big draft nerd, just like myself.
Okay.
And I was watching a young man by the name of Rome Odunze last night from the University of Washington. And I thought to myself, I like him.
Yeah.
I want to put him on the other side of CD.
Yeah. Yeah. They have actually a few out there at Washington, too, wide receivers. So to give you guys a heads up, man, so next week in Thanksgiving, so pretty much that's when I'm going to go zero dark 30 mode, and we're going to start gearing up for the draft season like earlier this year, because last year I waited way too long after the season, and there was so many prospects I didn't get to. So we're probably going to start draft content after Thanksgiving, y'all, but definitely it's going to be a lot of film breakdowns and a lot of people coming through that we're going to talk about, because I want to get a jump start, because I'm not going to stretch myself thin like I did last year, because I was pushing. So
I just want to say prayers up with Drew Travis. That was terrible.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it hurt, man. Because like I said, I was out and about at my kid's event, and someone was like, "Oh, Jordan Travis just had the same injury." I was like, "Bro, why would you even play like that? Like, why would y'all? You know what I'm saying?" And he's like, "Nah, Tuck, I'm being for real." And like, man, my kids had to play, and so before the play, they're doing all the setups and stuff, and I had to go out to the hall. I had to go out to the hall real quick and see what the hell was going on, and I just sat there, and my wife's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, Travis, bro. Travis, like, she thought it was somebody. Like, man, like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like, she thought it was somebody I knew for real. I'm like, nah, not Jordan. Not. I mean, like, I met Jordan Travis when I went to the Florida State Miami game last year. Yeah, I was in Miami.
Okay.
Just a very nice, humble kid, leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's been through so much. And on his senior day, like that's you know what I'm saying? Like his senior day, your last time at Bobby Bowden Field, like Jameis Winston wore your jersey, and for him to go out like that, man, it hurts, man. But hearing from him on Instagram, he's still in high spirits or whatnot. I'm not sure what the actual injury was. I think it's a dislocated foot, so I think it's kind of similar to what Dak had, but very bad situation for Travis. The funny thing, because my guy Professor O, he's a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan, and I literally was going to text him yesterday, like, listen, bro, the way things are kind of lining up, it might be a possibility Georgia and Florida State could play. Like, we should try to get tickets, and here's still some opportunity for Florida State to get to the playoffs, but we're a completely different team without Travis. Like, it just changes everything. So yeah, prayers for him. Yeah, prayers for him, man. So appreciate you.
So my prediction is 2 touchdowns for my man ASAP Ferg.
Okay.
Yep. And 1 touchdown for Pollard. We're gonna see Dowdle get another touchdown, and over 100 for B. Cooks, because I feel like he's heating up.
Let me throw you a caveat. Does the CeeDee Lamb streak continue? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think the CeeDee Lamb streak continues? Where he's going to get
I think it doesn't. I think he gets 100, but I don't think he gets 150.
Okay.
But what kind of sucked today is that I really wanted to see him match up against like J.C. Horn, because I know I love J.C. One of my favorites. And it kind of sucks that his career has been kind of like plagued by injuries. Mm-hmm. But word on the streets is they might not pick up that 5th-year option. So I'm gonna need JC to slide down real quick. Slide on down to Dallas, JC. We get you right.
I would love to have one, man. But we, what I'm saying, we got some other issues. This is all season talk, but we're gonna have to actually play another corner in DaRon Bland, because he ain't gonna be cheap. You know what I'm saying? The way DaRon Bland's playing, that price tag is going up too. And we just signed Diggs, but man, if we can go ahead and get Horn, I would love that. No, Horn isn't active today. I don't think he is. Y'all can check that on Twitter, but I don't believe he's active. He was supposed to have been active today, but I think he's inactive.
Yeah, he's inactive today.
Yeah, he's inactive today, yeah.
I want to ask you, in your heart of hearts, do you think we re-sign Gilmore next year? Because I would love him back.
Yeah, I think we do. I think Gil's a guy who's liked in the locker room. Right. Yeah, I think Gil's a guy who's liked in the locker room. One, he's not going to be too crazy expensive. And then 2, it kind of gives you some leeway, dealing with the Trayvon injury. I hope the Cowboys don't make that mistake that they always do when players are coming off the injury. It's just like, okay, you can walk a little bit, you're back. You know what I'm saying? So don't rush him back. So I think that they would sign Gil because he's a locker room favorite guy. They like him. Not going to be crazy too expensive, and he kind of gives you an insurance policy. So yeah, I would see that happening. Be honest with you.
Yeah, because I like Jordan Lewis, God bless him, but I feel like he's kind of a target, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like quarterbacks seek him out and they kind of, you know, you can't really go at Gilly because he's a vet.
Right.
Bland is starting to come into his own, but it's like Lewis is, it ain't there, man. Like, and I like him, but
right.
I think I got to move on at the end of the season.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to Jordan Lewis, you know, a lot of people are kind of putting the targets on him, but a lot of it's probably because how well Gilly is playing and how well Bland, you know what I'm saying? So he's like the Khloe Kardashian of the three, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't bad, but he ain't like the other two. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't like the other two. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what it really comes with Jordan Lewis. But I think that, you know, what really hurts us was losing Trayvon Diggs, because it took our defense from being all-time elite, a great, you know, talking Ravens type defense versus, okay, we're a good defense still, you know. So, you know, I think Jordan Lewis is playing well. I think the thing with Jordan Lewis is we ain't got nobody else. No, Igbenogny's not active.
We got no other slot guys. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
That hurts.
And so that's why, even though Cowboys Nation was kind of just throwing the egg at me, I was like, listen. I know we didn't like him. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was rapping and tapping when he's in Dallas, but Kelvin Joseph kind of gives you the CJ Goodwin kind of replacement on special teams, and also a slot guy, because I just think when it comes to the slot, you probably got Izzy or McQuamu a little bit. Nashon's an outside guy. So you get kind of, you know, shaky in the slot. Like, why not bring in another guy who can probably plug in and see what you got there? But it sounds like they're not going to do it. And I'm not sure what's going on with Kelvin Joseph moving forward, if he even got picked up, because he cleared waivers. And
I think he did clear waivers. I still think he's a
free agent. Yeah, he's a free agent. But no one has picked him up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that kind of speaks volumes about it. If, like, hey, he's been sitting out there on waivers as a young, athletic second-round pick, and nobody brought you in, you know. But, hey, not my problem. So,
Tuck, I wanted to ask you, do you think we re-sign Pollard? Because, I like your man Benson from FSU.
Yeah, Trey Benson.
He's a stud.
Yeah, I don't see us re-signing Pollard. And this is kind of all season talk, but I don't see us re-signing Pollard. I don't think that was ever into play. But the only way it could go back into play if his value comes down a little bit, which, I mean, if you're looking at it right now, it possibly.
That value is like half. Because my thing is that I didn't want them to put the franchise tag on him.
Right.
I wanted them to put the transition tag on him. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't have to pay Pollard $10 million. You pay him $8 million, which that is more. I think that's what more he's valued at. More $6 to $8 million per season.
Right.
Because he's not the same. I don't think he's right.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people question it, because I think a lot of people, the play they bring up is, you know, my guy Asante Samuel, who we should have drafted, catching him down the open field, you know. So I think that's the play a lot of people point to. It's like, hey, Tony Pollard doesn't have the burst. I'm not seeing it from an athletic standpoint. I feel like that's there. I think it's blocking one, but also sometimes his decisiveness isn't the same, right? There's certain times he's just missing holes. Like, bro, like, you should have cut that, you know? So it's like, but when you put a lot more on your plate, that can take away from that. And so that's why I've been trying to say, like, hey, get back to the 1-2 punch. You don't need Tony Pollard being your every down back. Like, let him kind of come in on third down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and mix it back up and let him do what he's always done. You've never seen him as a primary feature back throughout his career. Why would you try to change that now simply just because you paid him? You see what I'm saying? So that's where I would go to Tony Pollard. I think it can really help him if you get Rico involved just a little bit more. Like I said, 12 to 15 for Rico, and let Tony Pollard come in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right there, man. But hey, my guy, man, appreciate you for calling in, bro. Appreciate the support, man. Everything, keep rocking, man. Keep doing your thing, man, and we'll definitely link up again and do it again.
Absolutely, no problem, Tuck. Be blessed, brother.
All right, you too, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. All right, Cowboys Nation. I'm going to keep the phone lines on probably for another 3 minutes. Then I got to go eat breakfast, you know what I'm saying, because it's early. I do not like these noon games, y'all. I don't like these noon games. You know, it's just not my thing. It's just way too early, you know what I'm saying, way too early. But we're going to make it happen. But like I said, overall, y'all, it's really about the Dallas Cowboys going out there and handling what's in front of them, not getting too far ahead, not looking for Thanksgiving, not looking for their rematch versus Philly, right? Just focusing on your target. And right now, the Carolina Panthers are your target. So go out there, execute, play a clean game, right? I feel like the last week we played a clean game, right? Go out there, execute. That's the most important thing. If we go out there and execute, everything should perfectly be fine. But we can't go out there being lackadaisical, thinking, oh, it's just the Panthers. We can try some new loop-de-loop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, go out there and apply pressure. Go out there and apply pressure, play your game, and we should be perfectly fine. Now his vision shaky. Y'all crazy. His runs to the outside dropped dramatically. No, I mean, honestly, Kareem, if you look at it, I mean, I could do a film breakdown on it. It's the cutback. There's because we're running like a lot of zone running. So when you run the outside zone, right, you either bend outside or you can cut back inside, right? That's how the outside zones and also inside zones versus inside to the A gap and B. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how the plays are designed. I just feel like he's just not seeing it because there's opportunity. I'm like, yo, there it is, Tony. There it is. But he's not seeing it for some reason. That could be to the blocking up front, which could be leading to why he's a little bit hesitant with this decisiveness when it comes to making the cuts. Maybe I'll do a film breakdown on that if that's something y'all interested in. Let's see here. Yo, caller, state your name. Where are you from?
Yo, this is Lo from Atlanta.
What's going on with you, my guy, man?
Usually on Twitter, I'm Brooklyn Phoenix. I've interacted with you a few times.
Oh, okay, what's going on with you, my guy?
First time calling in. Love the show.
Appreciate you.
Do great work. First thing first. You know?
Appreciate you.
I did want to kind of. I ain't as old as Unc, but I got Unc status.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to just kind of chime in on some of the things he was saying. We're in a different generation when it comes to football.
Right.
Like, Andy Reid is not that Jimmy Johnson type coach.
Right.
But he's winning, you know? So I think it really does take a different type of mix or breed of coach nowadays to really kind of inspire these younger players coming in. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be that authoritarian type dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, that's one thing. The other thing I definitely want to bring up was what you just hit on the last caller with Pollard. Mm-hmm. You hit it on the head. He's never been an every down back. And for those that are old enough to remember, Troy Hambrick, when Troy Hambrick became that number one, it's like it's a different game. Mm-hmm. When teams are actually gearing for you and really like putting the screws to you, like figuring you out.
Right.
When you become that lead back, it's a completely different world. Mm-hmm. You know, we were powering for Troy Hambrick when Emmitt Smith was still here. Then he became the number one. Then he had to leave to go be the number two in Arizona.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like under Emmitt Smith again. So it's like it's just always a different game when you're talking about the number one to the number two. Mm-hmm. The other caller had a good point. Probably shouldn't have paid him the 10, put the transition on him. You know, but I think for the most part, we kind of had to do something. Another thing I absolutely wanted to key in on is that right after injury, it's like it always takes at least one season for people to get in gear.
Right.
I don't think we have that type of time for Pollard, obviously, because he's on the tag. Mm-hmm. But we also want to consider that for when Diggs come back.
Yeah,
he may not look the same that first year.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. And so. Yeah, definitely secondary is going to be something we really want to key in on next year, obviously, but that's, you know, off-season talk.
Right. When
it comes to just this year in and of itself, I also feel pretty optimistic about the team. We're definitely doing some things in a really good and positive direction. And, yes, we don't have Jimmy Johnson.
Right, yeah. Right.
Coach, you know, but it's 2023.
Right.
You know it's like,
that don't work. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ain't gonna be cussing at players no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that, they don't slide no more.
They don't even do two-a-days no more.
Right.
So it's like, we in a whole different era of football. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to look the same. Mm-hmm. Coaches nowadays got to come up with different ways to, one, connect with players, you know, and being able to motivate them in completely different ways. Even a Parcells mentality is going to weigh on a younger player from today. Look at Bill Belichick.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Bill Belichick for the longest time was considered, one, he's a Parcells protege.
Right.
So it's like, if there was any direct link to Parcells, it would be Belichick.
Right.
It lasted for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
you look at the last few seasons, that kind of brash, arrogant type, just gonna like tell you about yourself in front of the whole team. That's not working.
Right. It's not
gonna work. Really not working for today's NFL. So I think we got a good mix here with McCarthy. Yes, he does some things, late game sometimes that we kind of question, but ultimately, when you go, when you win in back-to-back, 12, 13 games a season, that's got to stand for something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That, you don't roll out the bed.
Not to cut you off, bro, but also what people got to understand, he's won 12 games back-to-back with losing his quarterback, right? Losing his offensive left tackle, losing his right tackle, right? So having these different hiccups that would normally crush the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all remember how we used to feel as soon as Sean Lee would go down? Oh, season's over. Season's over. We give up. But now it's like, okay, that goes down. And even last year, I felt sick. He's able to keep things afloat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's those things, losing Michael Gallup and then getting him back and then losing him again, then losing Tyron Smith, and then Terrence still goes down. Like, Mike McCarthy deserves a lot more credit than Cowboys fans and some of the people in office are willing to give him, because he's doing a great job. Do I like everything he does? Absolutely not. But I'm here in Kansas City. Andy Reid has clock mismanagement issues every game. You know what I'm saying? It's just that winning heals all, and I think that's going to be important for Mike McCarthy.
Could you imagine if the state of the Cowboys right now, and Mike McCarthy was doing State Farm commercials?
Right.
Like, we would lose our freaking mind.
Right. Yeah.
We were like, oh my God, he's not focused on football.
Right.
It's like, we got to really understand it's Mike McCarthy, as much as we want to give him grief for some things, do we forget Jason Garrett, 8-8-8, 8-8-8, 8-8-8?
Right, yeah.
Do we forget the clapping after a bad play all the time? It's like we really got to consider, it's like, who are other people looking at to say, oh, that's the coach I want to have? Yes, offensive rules and minds and stuff like that. We were fawning over San Francisco's coach, and then they hit a 3-game skid where you didn't know what the heck they were doing.
Right.
Wait a minute. What happened to all that offensive genius?
Right. The grass always looks greener on the other side. The grass always looks greener on the other side. And here's the thing, y'all. Just look how the players are speaking. Like the way that Dak Prescott, I'm not sure if you guys saw that interview, and did it in my Dak film breakdown. He spoke about this is the most comfortable that he's ever been in the offense. Like, he just understands everything. That's because you have a quarterback guy who's been with Montana, who's been with Favre, who's been with Aaron Rodgers, now connected to Dak Prescott. And that was my biggest frustration with Mike McCarthy was, all right, I wanted you for your offensive play calling and for your quarterback handling and your quarterback mindset, right? I want you in sync with my quarterback. I don't want a third party. And we're, you know what I'm saying? We never got that. So now we're seeing that. You're seeing Dak and Mike McCarthy laugh on the sidelines, right? And you're seeing that, hey, Dak, this ain't working. What would you like to do? Let's get rid of it. Okay, cool. You got it, bro. I trust you. So it's like Mike McCarthy is players over system, and that's what I like the most. Hey, CeeDee Lamb, bro, my bad. I'm messing up. I should have got you the ball a lot more. He even said it. He said, that's my fault. That's my fault. Next game, changed. Asked about Brandon Cooks. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about Mike McCarthy, and he deserves credit for that.
You hitting it on the head, because the thing with it is, like, these are the things that we well, as Cowboys fans, we are very, very impatient. We want everything plug and play.
Right.
Something doesn't work, we unplug it, plug it in. It's supposed to instantly work. There's definitely chemistry that goes in between a coach and a quarterback, but also quarterback and system. And this is about the time when you would expect some of that things to really start to gel. Yes, we had Kellen Moore in there. He was kind of like the buffer in between. But now that we removed the buffer, it's direct head coach to quarterback. And we're seeing the results on film. And we're seeing it on the field.
Right.
More so than anything. And so that's why I can't, as much as there's different things that will frustrate me, but, real life football is not Madden.
Right.
Right. It's not how it works. It's not how it goes down.
Right.
There's a lot of things that happen on the field that, as exactly how you say, there were times going by. If Tyron Smith went down, cancel the season.
Right.
It's a wrap. We just, start go to the draft, start looking for what's coming next. But consistently, he's had to battle through injury from major contributors on the team,
right?
And you've still been able to keep us not just afloat. Like, we're not just winning 9 games,
right?
Like, we are, double-digit wins. And that used to be unheard of. So,
because here's what I've been trying to explain. Yeah, because here's what I've been trying to explain to Cowboys fans, right? 2021, right? We had 12-5. We lost to San Francisco. Okay, boom, we got knocked out the wild card. Under the Jason Garrett era, we would probably fall off last year, be 8-8, miss the playoffs. Then this year, we're probably getting back to the playoffs. So it's like, what the Cowboys are doing is what I've been always asking as a Cowboys fan. Just get to the dance constantly, and then that way you can build in the playoffs. Because a lot of Cowboys fans just wanted, hey, we got to the playoffs, we go off to the Super Bowl. Like, nah, we got to a wild card, got our teeth punched out, right? Got to the wild card, won a game, got our teeth punched out in the divisional. So now this year, what the expectations are, okay, we've been to the wild card, let's stack on top of that, stack on top. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I'm trying to build. That's what Mike McCarthy is building, is consistency. I always hated those peaks and valleys when it comes to our season. Like, okay, next year's going to be our year. We get a new draft pick, and we sitting down and nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's happening. We missed the playoffs. We fall short. And then we got to say, okay, this year. And then we get back to, you know what I'm saying? So create that consistency with your team and your franchise. And Mike McCarthy is doing that.
It's been a stepping stone.
Right.
Definitely been a stepping stone.
Stepping stone.
And it's like we see different teams and how their organization is being ran. And of course, because we have so many constants like the Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, William Clay, stuff like that, to the naked eye, it just seems like, everything is all the same. But it's not all the same.
Right.
It's definitely different. It's definitely it's a different energy moving in a different direction.
Right.
And it's hard to see sometimes when you think like, oh my gosh, we're not making, these big splashes during the free agent deadline, or we're not, moving up 6 spots in the draft to get this player. It's like, no, there's a method to the madness, and it's been working. It hasn't been working in the result of, we won the Super Bowl last year,
right?
But it's working in the sense of we're building up.
Exactly.
And it's like, I appreciate the direction. I'm old enough to remember the Chan Galeys and the doggone.
Yeah, it was bad.
Listen, I remember Chad Hutchinson as quarterback. I remember we had Ryan Leaf.
Right, Ryan Leaf. I remember going out there with Brad Johnson and Brad Johnson, I trust poster. Like I was saying, like, and that's a lot of Cowboys Nation. The younger generation, y'all spoiled as hell because y'all came in under Romo twist and twirls, and y'all think that's what it's always been. Like the way that could you imagine, y'all? Listen, could y'all imagine being a Cowboys fan on Twitter, on social media in the Ryan Leaf era? You know what I'm saying? Could y'all imagine Chad Pennington? Can y'all imagine me being a content creator coming out there and saying Drew Henson is my quarterback, bro? You know what I'm saying? I would be like, miserable.
Jerry Jones had a doggone fetish for ex pitchers in college.
Right.
And that's what he was drafted. He you were ex-pitcher in college and you became a quarterback, Jerry Jones wanted to draft you. Well, I'm like, come on.
Because y'all don't remember, right? So Drew Henson, he played at Michigan. Jerry Jones brought him in. He didn't play in the NFL. Brought him out, pretty much being out of the league, just because he started over Tom Brady when they were in college.
Yeah. Yes,
that's how bad our quarterback. Like, bro, he was in a quarterback competition with Tom Brady in college. Let's just bring him in and make him our star. Let's hope he just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Cowboys Nation going on a live show after a game with Quincy Carter's your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all not prepared for all that. So what y'all think is bad right now, y'all? It was bad back in the day.
We had some lean years, and it's amazing now because being older and going from, like, I like to say I was alive for all 5, but I have a clear recollection of 4 of the Super Bowl wins.
Right.
So coming back from the 70s all into now, it's like, man, we've had some ups and downs, but we've been the most stable in this particular era right now, under McCarthy.
Exactly.
Like it's been a long time since I've seen this type of stability. And not just from the fact that we've had the same head coach, we've had the same head coach who's been consistently winning and moving us in a direction that we could feel comfortable with.
Right.
Under Jason Garrett, it was like, just exactly like you said, if we lose a player one season, we go down. The next season, we suck. The next season, we come back. The next season, we 8-8. It's like, what?
Right. Yeah.
You just never knew. It was a crapshoot.
Right.
It was a crapshoot. So
right. Yeah.
I appreciate the stability. That's all.
Exactly.
But man, listen, I don't want to take any more time. Let your other callers get in. Thanks so much, for all you do. Your content creation is amazing, man.
Appreciate
you. I want to just big you up on that.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in, my guy. Go Cowboys. Let's get this win.
Absolutely.
Peace. Yeah, Cowboys Nation. A lot of y'all not built for it. You know what I'm saying? My guy says, well, it was ain't nothing spoiled about this. Y'all really spoiled. Like, y'all don't know about those dark days, you know what I'm saying, of really being a Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? It was bad. Like, you couldn't even pick your Cowboys on Madden. Like, it was damn near embarrassment. Like, you know how people like, oh, you a Cowboys fan? And now it's kind of like, oh, you're a Cowboys fan. Well, back then it was like, you a Cowboys fan, bro? Like, it was saying like, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. So that's why the whole Romo versus Dak, man, I love both of them. Romo's over there. Dak's right here. Support both of my quarterbacks. I know what life was like not having a quarterback. I remember going to St. Louis, like I said, with the Brad Johnson sign. In Brad Johnson, I trust. Looking like a goofy out there in St. Louis with the Brandon Whedon throws one of the best deep balls I've ever seen, Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. So to go from Tony Romo to going to Dak Prescott, it's a sigh of relief, and I'm not willing to give this up just because y'all disgruntled on Twitter and some of y'all don't like Dak. Here's the thing. I'll tell y'all right now. Spoiler alert. If you don't like Dak, you might as well switch teams. So Dak's about to get that bag. And Dak's going to get that bag from the Dallas Cowboys, especially with the way he's playing right now. So I don't know what to tell y'all, man, but it is what it is. But listen, y'all, I appreciate all the support, man. Thank you for everyone who called in, everyone in the chat, man. Let's go ahead and get this win, Cowboys Nation. It's not about anybody else. It's about us. It's about us. People can hate. People can say you're just playing against the Panthers, whatever. They gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? Here's what I'll say. I posted the calendar, or not the calendar, the map of where the game is aired as far as the Cowboys versus Panthers. It's not in a lot of cities. It's not a nationally televised game, right? But go online. Go to your Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever your flavor is. I guarantee you people going to be talking about the Cowboys. There's going to be people in Philadelphia. We were not even in your market talking about the Cowboys game. There's going to be people in California. The game's not even your market talking about the Dallas Cowboys, right? It's not about them. It's about us, right? So we're going to go out there. We're going to handle our business. Let's go ahead and get this win. Let's stay healthy. Go out there, execute, play Dallas Cowboys football, and we're going to continue to represent throughout this season, man. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. For those of you seeing me for the first time, J-Tuck, follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Everywhere. I'm everywhere right now. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share the content, man. I appreciate all the support. We're getting a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new opportunities, and that's a testament to you guys and the incredible work that you guys do. It's not about me. It's about us. Also, salute to High Point Huddle Fantasy, man. My High Point family doing incredible fantasy football content. You see my guy Dez Bryant right there, man. Salute to my guy Dez Bryant. You know what I'm saying? He really believes in us content creators, and he is putting us in positions where we can succeed and win and give you guys better content, man. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Go ahead, represent, do your thing. Let's get this victory, and I'll see y'all in the post-game report after the game. Let's go, Cowboys Nation. Peace.